Can you please tell us about yourself?
I'm Eze Chinenye from Enugu State in Nsukka.
What offense took you to the correctional service, that is prison?
It was culpable homicide. A man met me and approached me for marriage, and I never knew he was having mental disorder. And along the line, as we are going on, come to find out that he's having mental problem. So he used to beat me, molest me, destroy things in my house, even my food. He cooked one and uncooked one, he throw it away. He beats my children, he chased me out of the house. And when I come to realize that he's mentally sick, I try to stop the relationship, but he insists that we must continue. I try my best, but it didn't work. Even when people started helping me, each time he beats me, people, my neighbors, even people in the street, they will come to rescue me from him. So the whole thing become too bad for me to bear, which I have to leave where I was living and relocated to another area. I didn't know how manage. He come to know where I was living. He still traced me down to the place, and the fight took place because I was asking him to leave my house. Because he come to my house at the middle of the night. Then I was like, leave my house because I have left you and I want to continue with my life. I don't need you anymore. And I don't know how you managed to find me here. Leave. And he refused just as usual, because even where I was living before, if I don't allow him into my house, he will pull off my door, as in destroy the door and enter my room by force. And that is how he have been molesting me, beating me and my kids. So not until that very day that he traced me down to my house, the fight took place. And out of self-defense, because I was carrying the pregnancy of this baby then, he started beating me and was like, if you can't have me, no one will have me. He started beating me, hitting my head on the wall. And I just got the place new and I was managing one room. Everything is in that my one room. And he pushed me through towards my kitchen things, where I managed to lay hand on something when I was seeing myself going, because he was saying that he would kill me. And he was serious, trying to kill me. And I was seeing my own death. My life was going. Then I have to look for something. And I was able to lay my hand on something and use it on him. So after I used that something on him, he left me. Later on, when I got myself, I come to realize that I've injured him. Then I have to cry. People came out at that night. They came out and we were like, let's take him to hospital. He refused because of his problem. He refused. That he's not going anywhere. We were struggling to carry him. We are struggling to take him to hospital. He refused. Then I have to send one of my neighbors to go and call security people. Security, they came to carry him also. He was struggling with them that he would not go to hospital until when he saw himself going down, before he now allowed the security people to carry him. Then we carried him. When we took him to the hospital, they said that they will not attend to him except they see hospital police report. Then we have to take him to police station. While we got to the police station, they took us to the hospital nearby there. They admitted him and took me to a police station where they detained me. Then the next day, they have to come and tell me that they couldn't attend to him in that hospital, that he took something that was making his blood to varush. Then I look up and down. I don't have anybody. I don't even have money. I become confused. But the only thing that came into my mind that day, I called the church where I was going in Cuba. I have to call people to come to my rescue. Then they came. They have to carry him to specialists, Gwagwalada specialists, where they admitted him. Then after attending to him, they treated him and they said the whole thing went successful. And I was grateful. I was in the police cell. I was grateful to God. I thank my God that at least God have helped me out of the trouble, not knowing that the whole matter haven't ended. Not until 1 week again, they come and carry me to higher police station, where they detained me, where they told me that he's no more. So on that very day myself, I collapsed. It was people around that was holding me, calling me back before I now come back and start facing my trouble. Since that day, I didn't see my children till 3 months. I spent 3 months in cell while I was falling sick there. When I fall sick, they would take me to hospital. They turned me back, still take me to hospital again, till they got tired of me and took me to Suleja Correctional Center, where they kept me. I don't even know case. I don't even know anything. All I know is that I've entered trouble. I was in that correctional service, rotating up and down. It was even people inside there were telling me, this one, they just come and keep you here without going to court, without going to anywhere. I said to me, I don't know anything. No, this problem problem just come to me in my house. That is how I was roaming inside the prison, roaming up and down. Not until the group of Mountain of Fire that came with Pastor Hilary to the prison, because they used to come, but this very one they came for deliverance service. They gave us fasting and prayer, of which myself I participated. Then after the deliverance service, on that very day, I noticed that I got healing, because I was failing and failing and failing. And I believe inside me that yes, it's like God have remembered me, and I now have this strong feeling that really one day I will leave the prison. Don't have a lawyer. I don't even have money to get a lawyer. Till the day the God answered me, and somebody came and they brought me out. And he said that he wants to help me. And I believe it's a result of the prayer. God brought somebody to come and help me. And the man stood on his ground. The lawyer stood on his ground that he will help me for the sake of this baby. That is how the man took me to the court and presented my case in the court.
Okay, ma, thank you for sharing your story. You mentioned that you were pregnant. So did you give birth there, or what happened?
Yes, they took me to the Suleja Correctional Center when I was 3 months pregnant. And even inside the prison, I was bleeding. The baby was like, he want to flush out, as in I want to have a miscarriage. So, but the people there, the workers there, they took me to hospital. They treated me and the bleeding stopped. So that is how I was there, begging from hand to mouth, crying, and even my inmates there, were even helping me because of the pregnancy that I was carrying. So when it reached time to give birth to the baby, they took me to one hospital close to the correctional center, and I was there in the hospital trying to put to bed the whole day till the next day. It didn't work before they now transferred me to General Hospital in Suleja there, where they said it must be through operation. So, but even when they said, "Madam, is through operation," no, I was like, "What is operation?" Because I wasn't myself. But I started calling upon God. I said, God should have mercy on me. I started crying, even in the hospital there. I was crying to God until they now come and check me again and said, it's like I will deliver by myself. Because then they have already brought every equipment that they need to use and operate the child. So all of a sudden, they say I can do it myself. So that is how I put to bed without operation.
Okay, ma, we thank God for that. This brings me to the next question. How long did you spend in the correctional service?
I spent 1 year and 6 months in correctional service cell.
So what step would you take to see that your past doesn't repeat itself?
Honestly, I must have to be very careful this time around, because I don't want to go back to what I have experienced in this case. Honestly, I have to be very careful the way I live my life, the way I welcome people into my life.
Okay, and also avoid violent people. So maybe when you notice a violent person, you try to terminate the relationship at the early stage.
You see, I can say somehow I will not have blamed myself in that aspect, because I tried my best to stop the relationship. But somebody that is having mental problem, the more I try to stop the relationship, the more force he put in it, try to continue with me. But since I have gone through these pains, I think the only thing I'll have to say is that I will have to be more careful the way I will allow people to come close to me, or the way I allow people to come into my life. Because if I did not allow him to come close to me or to come into my life, he will not have chance to deal with me or to put me into this trouble, because I have lost so many things. Even my kids, my son now, I don't know where I will get him. My 15 years old son, Chibeze by Igbo name, and Joseph is his English name. I don't know where to get him, because even himself did not know that I was into this problem that I have.
Okay, but you saw him before you came outside.
Yes, I can't find him.
All right, no problem. So sorry about that. Another question is, how did you come out?
My coming out is a miraculous one. Can say it's by God's mercy, because while I was there, I was crying for God, for mercy. With my sincere heart, I was crying for mercy of God. I can say it's God that just heard my cry, because if not for God, I don't think that even 5 years time that I will be out of that place.
Thank God for His mercies. So, Ma, what has been your experience after your time at the correctional service?
You see, when they discharged and acquitted me in the court, I was a bit confused because I was not having a place to go to, no place to go, and I was a bit bothered as how will I do? Not until when we will go back to the correctional service to pick my things. And I was there crying also to the inmates, telling them that next thing I don't know where to go to. And one of the inmates told me that I should stop crying. I should not let people hear this thing I'm saying. I don't have place to go. And she now remind me of the people that have been coming to help us. Now she now mentioned Pastor Hilary Chukwuma to me that it might be of help. So that is how we get to be in his hand, and he's helping me. He gave me a place where I'm staying with my baby, because without him, I would have been in the streets with my little child. But thank God, God also used him. After using him and his group to deliver me from the captivity, He also used him. God also used him to help me and offer me a place to stay. And by the grace of God, He has been sustaining us, feeding us, even feeding my little baby.
The glory of God. We thank Pastor Hilary Chukwuma for all his help. Okay, Ma, so my final question is, what is your advice for the people out there who may be in the same situation you have gone through, like the abuses that you got from the man?
My advice to such people is, let them leave the violent relationship or violent marriage as fast as they can, because I didn't wish my enemy to go through what I went through. Or if the person cannot find her way out, let the person report to the authority, because I have suffered. I went through hell. This my experience is not something I would want anybody to experience.
Okay, Ma, thank you so much for your time, and may God keep blessing you, and may He keep using people come through for you.
Amen.
Thank you, Ma.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you very much.